Welcome to this series between the 2009 Pittsburgh Pirates and the 1992 Cleveland Indians. Let's see what happens in Game 1 that will be played at Cleveland's Municipal Stadium. And let's see what the highlights have for us. Bottom of the first inning, we have here Paul Sorrento singling in a run as the Indians take a quick 1-0 lead in Game 1 of the series. Top of the first, Brandon Moss doubles in the gap. Second and third now. And Ronnie Cedeno gets into one, smashes it out, and it is a 3-run home run for Cedeno, and the Pirates go up 3-1. We move to the bottom of the fifth with Mark Lewis up. He singles up the middle as the Indians look to make a run in this inning. Paul Mahone, the Carlos Baerga, who launches one to right. It is hauled in by Young. Brandon Moss now rips one to right. He gets a full-legged triple here in the top of the sixth inning with only one down. But we move all the way to the bottom of the ninth, where Baerga flies out, and the Indians hold on to the 6-1 Game 1 win, giving them a 1-0 lead in this best-of-7 series. We move now to Game 2, and as you can see, I'm hiding the scores here. These games have been played, but for the suspense purposes and the highlight purposes, they're hidden. And we continue to Game 2. Bottom of the second inning, and Scott Scudder puts down a sacrifice bunt, moving the runners along for the Indians. Now we see Kenny Lofton ripping in the one. The ball is deep, and it is gone. It is a 3-run home run for the speedy but very good Kenny Lofton at the plate. We move to the top of the fifth, where Delvin Young singles, and around the score is Duke, and it's 4-1 now, Cleveland. Garrett Jones lines one deep into the corner. That is hauled in by Albert Bell. Scott Scudder on the mound, top of the sixth. Brandon Moss hits one into the hole. A great defensive play holds the Pirates at bay. Ronnie Cedeno strikes out. I'll call it strike 3 with runners in scoring position. And here's Luis Cruz, who flies deep into right field, where Whitten is there. We move ahead to the top of the eighth. Ronnie Cedeno up there. He hits one to right, past a diving first baseman. 5-2. We move to the bottom of the eighth. Sandy Alomar hits one to the right side, and no one's covering first. We have a threat here. However, nothing comes of it. We move to the ninth. A grounder to first, beaten to the bag, and the Indians take Game 2, 5-2, to even the series at 1. Of course, the series now moves out to Pittsburgh, to PNC Park, for Game number 3. The series tied at 1. And we move to the bottom of the first. Garrett Jones slams one. That drops in. This will bring a run home. And the Pirates take the lead at home in the first inning as Andrew McCutchen scores. 3 runs across the plate in the inning, and here's Cedeno who gets a hold of one. Deep to left and gone. Albert Bell just looks up, a 2-run shot for Cedeno, and it's 5-0 Pirates. Moving to the bottom of the third, Adam LaRoche gets in the one, and he knocks it out of the park. A solo shot, 406 feet. It's 6-0 2009 Pirates. Moving to the bottom of the fifth, there's another long one. LaRoche, a 2-run homer, and it's 8-2 Pirates. Moving all the way to the ninth, in a game the Pirates have controlled. They close the door as Paul Sorrento strikes out in a 9-2 win for Pittsburgh. So the Pirates take the lead in the series at home, and we move out to game number 4 at PNC Park. Top of the first inning, grounder to second, not handled well, and the bases are loaded for Cleveland. Charlie Morton on the hill, and Kenny Lofton at the plate. He lines one. There's a dive, and a great catch to save a run there by Delvin Young. Let's see if Mark Lewis comes through. He actually gets walked, and Cleveland scores on a ball 4. As Charlie Morton's having some control problems. A high pop-up by Baerga is handled. That's the final out of the inning. Cleveland has the 1-0 lead. Top of the third, Paul Sorrento gets into one with a man on. Deep to center. Out of here. 431 feet for Sorrento. It's 3-0. Moving to the bottom of the 8th, it's 6-0. McCutchen is able to double here in the gap. This will score a run, and McCutchen hustles all the way to third with a triple. The Pirates finally get on the board. And we go to the 9th with runners on second and third. This one's slashed into the hole by Brooke Jacoby. 2 runs will score. The Cleveland will add to their lead. A 2-run single. It's 8-2. And moving to the bottom of the 9th with Ted Power on the hill. The Indians close the door. And this series is tied at 2. We move out to game 5, the last game at PNC. Paul Mahone on the hill, and the Indians are coming out threatening, but they fail to score in the inning. We move to the third. Carlos Baerga hits one deep to center, tagging up is Kenny Lofton, and that speed will work for him. He gets home. 1-0 to the bottom of the third. Where Delvin Young can't come through. And the Pirates leave 2. Bottom of the 4th. LaRoche is up. And he hits a chopper. That's an easy play. And a double play. 6-4-3 there, bottom of the 5th. This one's to first, another double play. This one, the first to short, back to first variety, 3-6-3. The 1-0 lead is holding up for the Indians. Bottom of the 6th, Nagy pitching a gem. This one shot into right field as the Pirates try to rally here. This one's to short. The force is made. No, it's not in time, and it's an infield hit, and the Pirates staying alive. But Delvin Young will strike out. That's the 4th Nagy strikeout. And here's Garrett Jones, who also goes down on the changeup by Nagy, who has some of his best stuff. Now there's 2 outs with LaRoche up there. And he strikes out. Nagy able to strike out the side. We move to the 7th, where Jacoby hits one into the corner and right. He races all the way around the 3rd with a run-scoring triple. And the Indians extend the lead 2-0. We move all the way to the 9th, where Cleveland wraps it up with a 4-0 win on a great pitch game by Charles Nagy and a 3-2 lead heading back home. So let's see if Cleveland can wrap up the series. After a fine pitching performance by Charles Nagy, this time it's Scott Scudder. We move to the the top of the 3rd, where Pittsburgh is creating a rally with 1 out, runners on the corner. McCutchen is not able to produce. He strikes out. And a shot by Delvin Young will get out of here. Young with a 3-run shot, and the Pirates up 3-0 all the way to the bottom of the 7th. This is where Albert Bell gets in the one. It's a solo shot. Cleveland's first runs. 408 feet. Bottom of the 7th, still Zach Duke on the mound. Paul Sorrento singles to center. Cleveland trying to make a run here in the 7th. And there's Mark Whitten getting into one deep to left to tie the game. A 2-run shot, 420 feet, and the game is tied at 3. Brooke Jacoby singles to center as Cleveland is rallying here in the 7th inning with nobody out still. And Sandy Alomar lines one to right. This is for extra bases, a double. And Cleveland still with no one out, rallying here against the beleaguered Pirates. Infield in. A strikeout as Thomas Howard can't come through. Even Meek on the mound, and Mark Lewis lines one for a single. This'll plate 2. A huge hit for Lewis. And Cleveland is up now with a 5-run 7th inning. Baerga deep in the one. This'll go all the way out. A 3-run shot. And it is 8-3 in an absolutely huge 7th inning. And here is where Lasting Milledge strikes out, and the Indians win the game and the series 4-2. They take care of the 2009 Pirates. We take a quick peek at the numbers. There you can see 4-2. The 1992 Indians win the series. Some numbers for the Pirates. You can see Evan Meek really struggled in the bullpen. Zach Duke went 0 for 2 with an ERA over 6. Ronnie Cedeno hit .435 for the Pirates. Looking at the winning Indian side. Some really good pitching by Charles Nagy, who had a 2.02 ERA. Scott Scudder got a win. And some balanced hitting for the Indians in the series. The series MVP was Ronnie Cedeno. And overall, interesting that a Pirate won the MVP, but overall it is the Indians who take home the series. Thanks for watching, and please await our next matchup.